Test 1 2 3. Test. Okay. Hello guys. So this is me, Yonatan Evan from Intersection, founder and partner from Intersection. Okay, so maybe today I want to sharing a little bit about how to be a freelancer and also why Upwork are very interesting platform for us as a fellow freelancer. Okay, so this is like a very short brief, but I will try to make it concise and gather as much insights as I can in my experience. Okay, so for a little bit background, I am a software engineer with 5+ year experience across a local company in Indonesia and also a global company or Silicon Valley company also, like Expensify. So in all my 5-year experience, I'm very humbled to experience a lot of things, a lot of different mechanism of work, whether it is a contract one, a full-time one, a part-time one, and also the most recent one, which is full-time, freelance one. And based on my experience, the one that I enjoy the most is the freelance ones, and I will share you why, and maybe from that I hope that you will get an insight whether freelance it is suitable for you or not. Okay, so why is freelancer? Okay, so based on my experience with full-time and also part-time and finally freelance, the key differences between full-time or part-time with freelance is the what is that called here? The not the culture, but the way we do our work, right? In full-time or part-time, if let's say we take an example on Indonesia, the country that I'm based in, I will be very honest with you that software engineer in this country with 5+ year experience will not get very much as on salary and as in benefits, and that's okay for some people, and it may be okay for you too, because on full time the mechanism or the system is basically we join as a part of the group, right, as a part of the team, and we already have a monthly salary that already being determined by the company, but that also comes with hidden risk, in my opinion. What is the risk? The risk is the amount of the hour that we put in the company is already fixed, right? Whether it is like 30+ hours or 40+ hours per week, and we then already we will spend most of our time daily to just focusing on this work, right? So it's around 8 hours a day or 7 hours a day. It is okay if you, let's say, appreciate predictability or appreciate a very like not a repetitive but like systematic work, right? But for me, like after I experience part-time and also freelance, what I found is if we separate, if we count our time and count our salary based on hourly, so let's say that we have like 1,000 $1,000 per month. So it is basically we divide that by 40 hours. So let me check that. So let me check that to make it accurate. Let's say we divide that by 40 hours, right? We get 25 hours or $25 per hour, right? And so based on these hours, sorry. So it is 40 hours, right? 40 hours per week. So for 1 month, we will have to divide that by 40 times 4, because 4 weeks, right? And we got 160, and we divide 1,000 with 160. Okay, so we have $6.25 per hour. So in Indonesia, it's very, very low. And after that realization, I wonder that is there any system or any type of work that I can do to maximize my hour per dollar value, right? So that's the start. If you are already comfortable with your payment and with the stability and also with insurance and other benefits that you get from the full-time job, then it's all good. There is no problem, right? But if you felt that your work is very, very demanding and your payment is very, very low, then that is the same reason I felt before that makes me learn more about how to do freelancing. Okay, so that's the first reason, right? We have to understand if it is enough for us, or if it is already aligned with our goals, or we want to develop more, right? We want to earn more. And after that, I learned that what I found is in freelance world, that is like the very mind shifting mindset that I got is with full time. We basically already have a set of tasks that it is already being managed by our manager, and that we have to do, and basically our target, right? And basically if we want to earn more, the system is basically we will have like a evaluation phase. It can be every 6 months or every year, and after that our salary will or will not adjust based on that. But on freelance work, it is a very, very free and fast work. What I do mean by that is what I feel is even with the same type of work that I done, with the same expertise that I done on the company, right now I can get more about 3 until 5 times that my old trade was. So that is really like a big mind shifting. And why this is happening? Because in freelance world, there is no like a middleman. What I do mean by that is, if we join like a company as a full time, basically what the system is in general, yeah, we will have like two types here. The first one is startup, and the second one is a software house. The first one, startup, basically like they already have a budget, whether it is for 5 years ahead or 1 year ahead, and every hire that they made, which is me or you, they already have a fixed budget within those years. And whether it is like 5 million rupiah, or it is around like $350 per month, or it can be $500 per month, whatever the amount is, but it is already fixed, because we is a part of system that already fixed or not really flexible. And also in software house, it is more or less the same, with the additional things that if we can help to finish the job faster, or refer any potential client, and it is the client is deals with our company, then we will have additional bonus. So more or less, we are a part of this rather fixed system, right? And we can do much because, yeah, we are a part of a budget, right? But with freelancer, the first mindset that shifting is, we change that mindset upside down. Instead of the system, instead we are a part of the system, we are right now alone, and we can make the system by ourselves. This is a very important sentences here. We are still a part of this system, which is a freelance and client system, right? Supply and demand system. But instead of we are the budget are fixed for us, we can manage the budget ourselves. Why is it happening? Because we as a freelancer, we will learn the skill to not only do the work, but to also approach the client, to also land the job itself, and to also solving the client and communicate the solution to the client. So in simple terms, we are itself is a company, instead of we are fixed by a budget, right? And that is the very, very important mindset to have. Why? Because then, like the old say, I forgot about the details, but if you want to earn more, you have to be brave to take more responsibility and risk, right? Because then if we we are a part of a company, then we are being managed by other people, right? But if we are a freelancer, then we have to realize that 90% of the outcomes is within our reach. So that's make that is very challenging at first, because we then have many uncertainty and doubts, right? But after we do all the steps needed, then it will becomes more enjoyable and free, because we are in charge of our outcome. So that's the important thing. So in simple terms, if you are a kind of person that value stability more and value like a systematic system more than a risk or more than uncertainty, then I suggest you that stick to the full time and learn freelance as a part time. You can still do it, but it will be safer for you to just keep full time as a main job. But if you think that you can do much better rather than paycheck to paycheck, and you want to taking control of your decision, taking control of your outcome, then freelance work is very refreshing for you. And after you do all the things needed, then you will see that it's a very refreshing work. And yeah, so that's the first thing, okay, for freelancing and also for full-time job. So the second thing is after we want to be freelance, why Upwork? Why we are not chasing another platform like Fiverr or any other platform, right? So it's come for me. It comes to preferences, but with Upwork, let's take a side by side comparison, right? If we knew Upwork, we then already heard about Fiverr also, right? But from my perspective, the key differences between Fiverr and Upwork is, with Fiverr, they have a goal to make Amazon of job. So what I mean by that is they want to make Amazon feel, but instead of product, they want to make Amazon for a service. So based on what I see and what I observe from expert from Fiverr, Fiverr platform really what is that called? Yeah, really reward all the peoples that have a very complete gig, a very complete service. Let's take example that like for me, I'm a front end engineer, right? Sometimes do back end too, sometimes do mobile, but I mostly do on front end. In Fiverr, what I see is they favor a lot that can do many things on the front end, like React, Vue, etc., right? And instead of on Upwork, we can choose and we can find the very specific work that is related to front end. Let's say that we have experience very specialized in React, right? So instead of choosing many job that not related to it, what we can do is we can filter out the job that, and it is not easy, but it is doable to find that some job that very very related to us. So basically for me, based on my experience, I found that Upwork is in favor for us to be specialized in our niche. And so that's the first thing. And the second thing is, believe it or not, with many chains, okay, so believe it or not, with many chains related to Connect and many Connects war and proposal wars that happening right now, believe it or not, I still found that we can it is easier for us to find a job in Upwork rather than other platform. Why? The reason itself is a little bit detailed and can be cannot be minimized. I mean, like, it will itself, if we talk about it, it will take more than 30 minutes to explain it. But in general, Upwork have many features such as filter and such as other analytics that we can learn about, and it can give us insight about many things. So that's, and even for me right now, right? Yeah, it is very refreshing that I'm recently, like 4 months ago, I got selected for a big contract that from $3,000, and I got that contract, and for $3,000 it extends to $6,000 for around 4-month works. That's basically, the funny things is, I got selected not really because the funny thing is, first one, the client is not active for 2 weeks, and even if it is already so the placeholder of the contract is 2,000, right? And the funny thing is, I got accepted for 3,000 after the client already passive for 2 weeks with only competitors of 15 other people. So let's think about that for a second. For me, I can only find this type of opportunity in Upwork, right? And that's really a mind shifting for me in that moment, that so this type of things, this type of strategies can work in our favor. So I call these strategies a client-based strategies. So basically, with all the client, we can separate those into 3 categories, like the cheap client, the medium-sized client, and the business-sized client. And from these categories, we have very specific strategies. And yeah, this is like mind shifting for me. And after I got that contract, what's happening is they very welcome to extend the contract, you know. So from 3,000 up until 6,000, just because the enterprise didn't care about the budget. What they care is about quality and about the time that I delivered the work. Yeah, so so that's a little summary why I choose and stick with Upwork. It may or may not be suitable for you, and that's really going back to yourself. But I hope that in this first discussion, first sharing session, it will help you about the first thing. Is it freelance? Is it freelance suitable for me? And the second one, it will becomes clearer how we can go to the Upwork, and is it suitable for you also on Upwork. So if you have if you have a question, just give me just share one below in the comments, and I hope that in this sharing session it will be beneficial for you, and you will become clearer on how to be a freelancer, especially on Upwork. Okay, see you guys, and see you later on another session. Bye.